Hello, I'm Louise Blaine and you are watching Assassin's Central. I'm here in the British Museum with Aymar Azazia, the brand director for Assassin's Creed. And Assassin's Creed Origins marks the 10th year of Assassin's Creed. So it's really exciting time. What's it like coming to the franchise, reinventing things with an origin story? How exciting is that?
Well, for us, it's amazing. It's a big challenge, of course. There's a lot of people that have been following us through decades, and they know a lot about Assassin's Creed. So getting so much like back in time is kind of a bold statement because it's like the origin and the roots of the Brotherhood. But we're not like reinventing the roots of the franchise. We already established that there was the first Eve, Adam and Eve, and a lot of different things exist in the franchise already. So we don't have the intention of saying Assassins didn't exist before, but we are looking at what would the faction look like before the real historical assassin existed? What kind of stuff make the assassins who they are? The hidden blade, the red sash, the symbolism, the eagle, and all of those elements are coming to form into Origins. And they're not even coming to form in the modern day life form, the one that we know, but it's kind of the glimpse of what it's going to look like thousands of years later.
When it comes to lore, or even what people expect from an Assassin's Creed experience, lots of things have changed for Assassin's Creed Origins. What do you think makes Assassin's Creed Assassin's Creed? How many things can you change around about it to make it still Assassins?
It's a very good question because it's at core whenever you're developing either a game or anything else. I've been working, on the movie, I'm working on TV series, I'm working on books, on novels, and that's the core questions, like what is really Assassin's Creed? And I think that it all starts with the story, like the characters, a conflict between like two secret societies, the Templars and the Assassins. And on top of that, you have that fantasy of exploring somebody's past. But the really geeky and funny part is that we're not going in the past in order to change it, to affect the future. We are going in the past in order to learn something about how somebody dies, where an artifact has been hidden, and that's kind of the core of the experience. So playing with that, as long as we have a big action-adventure game, we can twist some of the formula. You can have like more ships or less ships, as in AC4 or not. You can have more RPG elements, but as soon as you're true to your core and like the kind of story you're telling, I think you're still a legit Assassin's Creed game or project.
Well, I think we've wanted ancient Egypt for a long time, so it's really been something that I know the community must have sort of harassed everyone for. Is there ever a sort of, we need to do this time period, or is it always you look at the time period and see what Assassins could do for it, or vice versa?
It's kind of a mix. In fact, we have a list of time periods that are very interesting to us that we want to develop because we feel that we have the right potential with the visual, the vista, the characters that existed at the time, the conflict that worked well, the mysterious deaths, and we're like, ooh, it could be a really nice ground in order to do Assassin's Creed. But when we're thinking of the format, will it be a book, will it be a game? When you're looking at a game, you need some precise game element, like are we able to craft a world? Are we able to have the diversity that is required in order of visual, but also AI, system, weapons? Like, it can sound like weird or stupid or easy enough, but that's going to be the very first game where you're going to have a shield.
It's incredible because it's nothing you've thought of.
Exactly.
Until you put it up.
And it's one of the very first game, or the very first game with a real like action system where it's not animation driven or animation based, but it's like physical based. The combat is more engaging. So when you're using projectiles such as a bow and arrow, it feels very different. And that organic feel is something that we had to build from the ground up in order to be ready to propose that kind of experience. So when we're talking with people about different kind of games, and they're like, oh, we want Egypt, we want Japan, we want Vikings. I'm like, yeah, let's take for example Vikings. It's amazing, it could be an amazing thing, but you're like, okay, look at the different time periods. The kind of game, it's more conquest loop of getting somewhere and doing red, and like, you need a ship, you need a shield, you need so many different things. Once it's established and we have the engine, it's like, okay, now we can iterate in something we can be looking after.
So a final question for you. There's obviously more Assassin's Creed on the horizon in the shape of everything. Could you tell us a little bit about what's coming next after we've had our release?
Yeah, so after the release of the game, and there's going to be release of different projects, we talked about the novel, and of course publishing is continuing. We're going to have more comic books, a new comic book series. We're going to have also Rebellion, that is a mobile game. It's going to be amazing. Like if you love Fallout Shelter, it's definitely the same kind of genre, like pushed up with.
They are far too cute. Those assassins are far
It's
too
so cute. Like everyone is asking for the chibi and the figurine. So
That better be next. That
yeah,
needs
we
to
need
be
to.
next.
It could be next. That's one other thing we're going to be thinking of. I've already talked too much about like our interest for TV series and stuff. So it's already something that we have on the corner. And of course, we're still making games. We're still working on, improving. So the first thing is we want to release Origin, take a lot of time in order to have a really nice life cycle, like be there for the player, be able to entertain them. We have tons of surprise for online and what's coming up just after the release date. So we're really looking forward to that.
Thank you so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it. So that's us. That's everything that's coming after Assassin's Creed Origins. So don't worry, there's still plenty of things to be excited about. And always remember, Assassins, nothing is true, everything is permitted.